everybody. How are you? And welcome. Look at all you great folks out there. Great to see you. I don't know what is going on. Since we changed the new camera, we never seem to take off without actually seeing us.
Yeah, I really like that regular camera. Much better.
Oh, anyways, guys, it is great to see you. Texas Lottery Fun. Thank you so much, my friend, for the super chat right off the bat. Do appreciate it. That is so awesome of you. I do appreciate it. We do appreciate it. And it is great to see all you folks in here. Big hello to you guys. Another big subject tonight, guys. And yes, mukbang is on there, but anybody who does something with food on here, of course, like YouTube, gray area is always where it hits the most, guys. You're not going to want to miss it. Great to have you all. Ms. Green Thumb, how are you? Fern the Carpenter's in the house. Ames World is here. Bruni Kitty, it has been a few days. Great to see you. Great to see you. Paul Peck, Drywall Tube is in the house. How are you, my friend? Morris W. Green TV and Graceful Spirit and Ray. We have CC Uncut. Grant McIntosh is in the house, folks. Grant is in the house. Mana FPV. What's good, buddy? You, my friend, I hope all is well. The new dad, Jacob Billet, is in the house. Great to see you. Ghost Pirates in here. Philip Cockram in the house. There's the man with us, guys. I always show the ones who are there from the very, very beginning that are still with us. Philip Cockram has a fantastic channel, and he's been with us since there was only 4 or 5 in the chat a year and a half ago. If you haven't checked out Philip Cockram, please do, guys. He has fantastic work. Jenny O'Brien, don't hide Ksenia Andrew. I promise I won't. She is the look of the show. She's still hiding into it. I don't know what she's not used to the lean, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to get her there.
The only way how I can get any closer is sit in your lap. So if you want me to do that, I can do that.
Alrighty, folks, we're about to get this show on the road. Great to see you all.
Now I can see you all.
There we go.
So many of you there. Awesome.
I picked my butt said earlier tonight that he's seen us, this video, this recommendation. He said, who's Pusa Studios? What is
I know,
What
right?
is a Pusa Studios?
What is it? What is
exactly.
Pusa? It's a cat.
It's a cat. That's right. It's a cat, and it's also a kiss in Czech.
Yeah.
A Czech.
A kiss.
Yeah, that's right.
And can we do Pusa?
A cat kiss. There you go. Started
There.
off with lipstick on there. Now
Oh.
I feel complete.
Gotta stay true to our name. Yep.
Jacob. Oh, we've had it now for about 2 weeks. Still having some little hiccups with it. We bought the Sony A6400.
Still hiccuping.
It's still hiccuping a little bit. Moment with Chip, how are you? Great to see you. Hello, sit on his lap, Miss Green Thumb. Oh, she's already egging Xenia on. I can see that. Stings Girl, welcome. Cans World, how are you? Hope you're doing fantastic. LOL, he got nervous. He certainly did. I most certainly did. Walker Fam is in the house. Past guest of ours. Great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. Remember, guys, yes, it does say mukbang, but anybody who does stuff with food on here, guys, once again, the policies are in motion. Things are changing, and that's what we've been doing for so long, and it's coming to you again tonight, guys. There is changes afoot. We're not going to get into it for a few minutes, guys. We're always going to give people time to come in so we don't have to repeat. It's better for you guys, better for us. Miss Green Thumb, LOL, having fun? Yes, I'm sure you are. I have the same camera. Sony A6400 is awesome, says Cans World. I like that. Xenia has the A6000 already, and the 6600's coming out, so we grabbed this one up.
Oh,
Well,
Sony is great for photos. I
Yeah.
love it for taking pictures. Like, I wouldn't want it anything else. But
It's fine. It's fine. Just don't even listen to it. It is fine. Scully's House of Thrillers. How are you? Great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. I also see some new channels in here tonight as well. All Stars here. Welcome. And we have Ian Lansman. Welcome. Tina McKenzie. Great to see you back. Hope you're doing fantastic. I will give you guys a rock star welcome in just a second to say all you guys' names because you guys are always the star of the show. Like John, the history buff. Sorry, I've been missing you. Dad duties. Well, dad duties comes first. Real life comes first, man.
definitely,
You know that
life
already.
always comes first. Cardoso Media is in the house as well. Citizen of the Year. Hello, and welcome here to our channel. The Cowgirl joining us.
All
YouTube
Mac
is trying to become
Mechanical?
the only video platform where everything is limited. When you can't upload videos. That's slowly becoming that. Yeah, it's slowly becoming the TV we never had.
It's actually becoming the TV this was supposed to take us away from. It
Yeah.
does feel like it's becoming like prime time on
And
CBS.
guess what? We talk about YouTube, and our video is already partially demonetized. That's not a
Already.
surprise. So
Yep, so we're going to need your help, folks. You guys can help us tweet this out and that. YouTube does not like us talking out the platform, and it usually goes right away within the first 5 minutes too. Limited monetization. You guys can help us out to make up for that. No, we're not worried about the 33 cents that we might possibly get, but it is the exposure getting it out there. So if you guys can help us extra hard by hitting that like button, if you haven't already, please do. It makes a huge difference, guys. And if you can tweet it out, that would really help out a lot, guys. That is true. YouTube does not enjoy having itself talked about and usually tends to give you a limited monetization once that happens. I'm back. How's it going? Embrace the outdoors. Doing great and great to see you as well. Hope you're doing fantastic. The Benfield Bunch, how are you? Great to see you. And Southeast Detecting, glad you can make it back. Welcome back. Ralph's Trucking is in the house, blowing kisses. He's tiny. He lost his nuts to a squirrel, but you know what? We still love Ralph. That's right.
So we have Michigander Man joining
Hey,
us
Rob,
as
what's
well.
going
We're
on?
going to go
Good to
deep
see you.
into the subject just in a little bit of time after our regular housekeeping. And we have a special guest joining us for a
Yes.
little bit of time
That's right.
later on as well. So don't go anywhere. Don't move a muscle, as Andrew says.
Elena, West Haven, always and forever. This crackdown is getting ridiculous. Oh, it's not over by a long shot. Not over by a long shot. So, more to come. And remember, guys, the worst place to be in all of these crackdowns is in the gray. The ones that are violating it to pieces, they already have plans to move on to the next one. They have an exit strategy, if you will. It's the ones in the gray that pay the most. And it's the most innocent times where you think you're doing everything right. Think of it as completely innocent, that the channel has the most trouble dealing with it. So that's what we're here going to be talking about tonight, as always. So it's great to have you guys in here. Knowledge is power. That's something I feel we've worked very hard over the time we've been on YouTube, was to bring you guys stories like this, things like this as they happen. And it's a great honor and a pleasure to have you all in, folks. Hit the like button, tweet it out, tell everybody about it, guys. Like I say, we're already on limited monetization for discussing it. So if you guys could help us pick up the slack onto it, those likes, those tweets really do make a huge amount of difference. They really do. I'm going to take all the punches that YouTube's going to throw at me. I'm not going anywhere. I'll keep every single punch. I'll take every single punch. That's the spirit, my friend. And in the end, that's what it comes into. Preparatory Villa, by the way, great to see you. I hope you're doing fantastic.
Guys, are you doing the 12 cookies, 12 Christmas cookie baking? I'm so looking forward to that. I just was thinking about that yesterday. I'm so looking forward. They promised me they're going to do it. Now I'm putting them on the spot. They're going to do 12 cookies.
Not
12 cookies for Christmas. I'm so looking forward to it. Preparatory Villa, thank you so much for coming in. Canis World, thanks for the information. It's always good to have a plan. Yes, and that's exactly what it is about.
RWC, we did get your message. I'm sorry, we know that, my friend, but you got to understand, we do have to earn a living as well on side of this. We had a big wedding this week, and we haven't forgotten about you. Just got to give us time to get settled back in. We had an 18-hour day plus the prep time and everything. Our daughter's been sick. Don't worry, we have not forgotten about you. Don't worry. I seen your message. I just don't want to answer it until we can get right into it. But don't worry. We definitely know you're there, and we'll do what we can. So have no worries. You're not forgotten by any sense of the word.
And they are doing Vlogmas this year, and the 12 Days of Cookies is a part of it. So I'm so looking forward to it. Oh, my God.
They were just saying to themselves, God, I'm glad we don't have to do this year. Then she wouldn't mention it all over. And
well, they probably knew that once they come in, that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about. Because how funny. I was just thinking about it yesterday.
Artem Orbit's in the house. How are you, Artem Orbit? Good to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. Great to have you in the house. I hope she is feeling better. She's home from school again today. It's just that flu going around. Most likely caught it when she was when Halloween came around and it was pouring down rain and stuff like that, I'm sure. But nonetheless, what can you do?
A little bit hot to the touch, a little bit sick. We'll see how tomorrow
Everything's spicy. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Mama Ray, how are you? Welcome. A great welcome to all you guys in here. And you know, I want to go back to what Rob said a while ago, Michigander man. He said, I want to take all the punches that come in. Really, in the end, that's what comes with YouTube, guys. When it's all said and done, we got to be able to know what's going on and work around it, or we leave. They're not going to change it for us. Whether we kick and scream, fight, call it names, it's normal to get angry at it, bang your fist on the desk. But when it's all said and done, it is what it is, you know, and we're going to have to either work with it or find another place to do what we do. Scrapping Irish, how are you? Great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. I'm eating a bucket of chicken. That's the way to do it. I can still go for that right now. Thames World, hope she feels better soon. Thank you so much. She seems to be in a lot better spirits tonight. She seems to be in a lot better spirits. She'll milk it for a bit. She's very good.
She went to bed early, though.
Yeah.
How was the wedding, Cardoso Media is asking? Yeah, it's 18 hours on feet. You probably know what it is like. But it was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was a gorgeous wedding.
Yeah.
But a very extra long day.
Hey,
Joey!
Joe, how are you, my friend? How are you? Thank you so very much for that smash like on Pusa. Tons of love to you, buddy. Tons of love to you. I hope you and the missus are doing fantastic. And the history buff, John, give to the Canadian doctor for your daughter.
Thank you so much. Thank you, the history buff. Thank you, John. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Really do appreciate it. Ton of love to you. What the paranormal? For you both, LOL. My favorite unicorn. All right, Xenia.
Favorite unicorns.
Go ahead. Give her the unicorns.
Thank you so much for the super unicorn. Thank you. I can't do the super chat song if it's not a super sticker super chat. It would be unfair. So I'm just saying thank you. Thank you so much.
Wow, I think I got lucky on that one.
Super unicorn.
I got lucky on that one.
Super unicorn super chat. Thank you.
Super unicorn. There you go. See, that's my attempt at it. Horrible. That's why you want her going crazy, folks. Life After Life TV Productions. Thank you so very much for the super chat. Truly, truly appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Really do. Destination Chronicles. So all the new, all the NASCAR eliminating race drivers because Pennzoil doesn't like a couple of drivers. Oh my God, there's always something. That's for sure. Bears and Butters. Hey, how's it going? There's a new unicorn song. Love it. Oh, I love it. Leonard Duke, thank you so much for the love. Hope you're doing fantastic. I did a wedding videos for almost 10 years, and yeah, I totally understand how long the day is. Good job. Yeah, Cardoso. Like I say, I would be happy to abstain from them. But anyways, how are you? Welcome. Great to see all you guys in here. We're going to get into it in just a minute, folks. A lot of great channels in here. A lot of great discussion. It's a pleasure to have you all. We're going to go right into the arena side as well. I'm just saying. But guys, don't forget to hit the like button, tweet it out. YouTube is not happy with us as once again we're talking about them, so they've given us limited monetization to reward us for talking about things that we should all know should be given directly from them and well stated. But what can you do? It shows how much they love.
Everything spicy. Thank you so much. And so sorry about not sending the video to you. We are so bad on doing these things that have time limits. Even if it takes just 30 seconds, we just forget about it and not do it. Not because we don't like you. We just literally, it goes out of our minds. So we do apologize and thank you so much for the super chat and still being here even after that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. I hope you understand our deepest apologies.
Farming Our Backyard is here. Hello,
Welcome.
how are you? R and Ob is here. By the way, all our music, most of it now, is from MU Original Music. The link, link is in the description down below of the video.
Dougie's in the house. Dougie, you rock, my friend. Fantastic to see you. Hope you're having a good one. A pleasure, my friend. And Mama T's eating show. Great to see you. How you doing? And the Electric Beard, how are you? Hope you're doing fantastic. And Destination Chronicles, love me some Pusa Studios, and we love us some Destination Chronicles. And thank you so much for the super chat. Really, really do appreciate it. Hope you're doing fantastic. Boss Lady Lexi, how are you? Great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. Always a pleasure. JS Slots, how you do? Happy Monday to you. Great to see you all. Hope you're doing fantastic, guys. We're going to get into our conversation in just a few minutes. Great to see you all. We're going to do a rock star welcome for you guys because you guys deserve it. You are the stars of the show, as you know. But this is your time, folks, to hit the like button, tweet it out, tell friends, all that good stuff, guys. There we go. Let's crank up the echo. And I want to first say hello to What the Paranormal is in the house. Walker fam is here, folks, and we are M&S. We have Venus Eats. We have TR93X. I'm sorry about that. I don't know where my mind is tonight. We have Tommy Bites in the house. We have Tina McKenzie. We have this side of Joey. We have the Mile High Guy. We have the History Buff. We have the Electric Beard. We have the Creator Spotlight Show. We have Texas Lottery Fun. We have Sting's Girl 1 on the. We have Spider Gaming. I gotta turn my monitor so I can see it straight. We have Split Screen Gaming League games and vlogs. We got Southeast Detecting. We have Skies Took My Drone. We have Scully's House of Thrillers. Scrapping Irish in the house with the best merch we've ever seen in our entire life. Xenia wore his jacket all summer. Ron the Future's in here. Welcome. We have Rising Hawk VA. We have Ray Truth. We have Playworthy and Picky Dell. And Philip Cockram is in the house, folks. That's right. We have Patricia Norwood, Hobbies and Reborns. We have Patricia Gallant in the house. We have Patches and Potholes. We have Ornom in the house. We have Miss Green Thumb. And Morris W. Green TV. Michigander Man is here. We have MD Scratch Jedi. We have Mama T's Eating Show. We have Mama Ray Ray. We have Life with T. Wheel. We have Life After Life TV Productions. We have Leonard Duke. And we have Laura Bruno. And we have Kimmy the Doll. And Casey Let's Eats. And Kathleen Elliott. Cardoso Media is here, folks, as well as Casey Green and JS Slots. And Jenny O'Brien is here, folks, as well as Jackson RC Aviation. It's a Wonderful Fowls Life is here, folks. It's About Time Now is here. We have Happy Ray of Crafty Sunshine. Graceful Spirit and Ray. Ghost Pirate is in the house. Furious Reactor is here, folks, as well as Fern the Camper. We have FDL Seeker. We have Farming Our Backyard. And Everything Spicy is here. Embrace the Outdoors. Eileen Villier, the fam, is here. Duke Family Chronicles and Dougie 2 West. We have Drone Life RC. And we have Dishes with Lexi Fullwood. We have Disar Dream and Destination Chronicles. D's Delicious Bites. David Build Vlogs. DOD. CW Gaming. CC Uncut. Carla E. Show. There's my buddy Roger, Canadian Drone Hub. How are you doing, my friend? I went to join you this morning. but I had to go check in my car, which they gave the wrong Nissan sent them the wrong gaskets last week, which meant my car's still not ready. Only to come home and found out my keyboard was completely shot that I just paid $140 some for 6 months ago. I had to go buy a new one. So sorry I couldn't join you, my friend, but I will definitely soon. Brioni Kitty is in the house. How are you? We have Boss Lady Lexi in the house. We have Bonsai Yama Review. Better Days is here, folks. Belle's Reborn Nursery. Babelicious TV, Bears and Butters, those crazy gals. Artem Morbid is in the house, folks. Artco Drone Solutions, American Explorer, Alistair Seeker, All Mac Mechanical and Aerial Landscapes. What a great pleasure, a privilege, and honor to have all you folks in here, guys. Great to see you. Rolling with the Reeds, how you doing? Hope you're having a great one. Remember, guys, enjoy each other's time in here. We got some important stuff to get to, and we're going to jump into it in just a minute. A tiny bit more of housekeeping to go, but I know Xandy's got some stuff she wants to do, so I'm passing it on to her.
Yes. Well, I wanted to ask everybody the question that I haven't asked for a while now. I don't know what happened. We are always interested in where are you from, because we are here in Canada, in Montreal, eastern North American coast. And we want to know, where are you from? The city, the town, the country. Let us know, where are you from? Sue Nelson, hello, hi. Sawyer in the middle is here as well. Hello, how are you? Chris Horror, hello. We have Ohio and Texas. And Tina McKenzie, thank you so much for retweeting it. Thank you so much. Pennsylvania, Maryland, Iowa. And we have London, UK, Las Vegas, and Mars, of course. Mars, Texas.
Mars is beautiful in fall, I've been told.
South Carolina, Las Vegas, Chicago, Florida, Pennsylvania, and Long Island, New Orleans. Hello, Stacking Stormtroopers! Hey. Hello. Beamsville, Ontario, and Canada. Hello, fellow Canadian. Las Vegas, Narnia, Indiana, Florida, Asheville, Grayson, Georgia, West Virginia, New York City for Andy Wa. And we have East Central Florida, Ventura County, California, New York, Virginia. And yes, some Canadians here as well. Spider Gaming, of course. Thank you so much for joining us here from all across the board. We love having you here. Welcome here. And just a reminder to click that like button and share it out. We do appreciate. Of course, if you're new, please subscribe to us if you enjoy what you're seeing. And if you think you already subscribed, then make sure that you still are, and ring that bell so you know when we're on next.
It's great to have all you folks in here. You're looking fantastic, guys. We do appreciate it. Just a little reminder about selfies as well. If you haven't done it yet, we'd love to see us. It's a great way to grow your channel. It's a great way to push your Twitter page and all that good stuff. Spider Gaming, how are you? Great to see you. I'm in now. Natural Arcia, how are you? Great to see you. Don't forget, guys, a selfie of you watching us. If you can't do that, selfie of you, upload to Twitter. Just make sure you use that included hashtag Blue Wrench Group so us and everybody can find you. It's always great to see you guys. And while you're over there, consider following us on Twitter as well. And let us know so we can check you out too, guys. Twitter is an amazing tool for YouTube. Yes, it's wonky as hell, but it does do a good job of what it's supposed to do. So, especially tonight when we're limited monetization because we're talking about YouTube, we've hurt its feelings once again by discussing it. All Mac Mechanical, it's Ali or Al, if you know me well. Al. Okay, I'd like to go with Al Mechanic. Almac. I'm going to go with Almac because I like to think we know you well. You've been in here a couple times and enjoy having you, so if you don't mind, I'll stick with Al then. Almac, okay. Narrowway Farm, how are you? Welcome. Great to see you in the house. So many great channels here, guys. A pleasure to have you all. A fantastic group, guys. Once again, if we missed any names, just let us know, and we'll definitely give you a hi. Tamara, how you doing? Hello, you fine couple. Big hello to you. Hope you're doing fantastic. So many great channels, guys. Drew's Food Reviews, how are you? Hope you're doing fantastic. Remember, guys, tonight is not just about mukbang. It is about anybody who has a lot that's especially connected with food generally on here. But once again, it's a big gray area, a huge gray area. So there's lots to talk about for sure. Pleasure to have all you folks in here. Look at all these fine people. The Missing Tooth Mukbanger from my amazing content creators at Cowgirl ASMR. That's right. That's right. So many great channels in here. Mama Ray Ray. Lots of great people in here for sure, guys. And remember, you're always welcome to mingle some guys. Just do it the right way. Keep it above the belt. No asking for subscribers. No sub for sub. No I rubber booted you. No I dance with your fiddle upon your harp. No emoji, whatever it is. Oh, I don't know, 3 hearts in a fire truck you, whatever it is. Just talk. That's all we ever ask. Just talk, folks. Oh my God, Joey. Oh my God, Joey. Pusa Studio is the place on YouTube to audition your channel and expand your audience. Wow.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, that meant a lot, man. That meant a lot.
Thank you so much to Joey, a blockbuster video creator of YouTube and
guys,
fellow Canadian as
please
well.
check out Joe, guys. He's been with us from the very, very beginning. Not only does it mean the world that he still comes here, but to go and write that.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, bud. You know the right time to say when somebody needs to hear it the most. Maryland Music Channel, how are you? And Barrel Boy Woods, fantastic to see you both. Red is in the house. How are you? Thank you, Pusa Studios, for you always keeping the community up to date. Oh, you're too kind. You're Cooking with Corey, another one that goes so above and beyond.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for such a kindness tonight, guys. Thank you.
It is truly appreciated. Thank you so very much for that. Really do appreciate it. You are so good, not just to us, but so many others. You really do have a great heart on YouTube. M. Bernadette Vlogs. Hi, everyone. First time here. I'm excited. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. Excited to have you. Hope you're doing fantastic. From the sound of your topic tonight, it sounds like we got our mukbang at the right time. LOL. Yeah. yeah. Well, guys, we've always said it's coming in a run of changes, and then we're going to be rolling them out slowly, and that's exactly what they're doing. And it's just the nature of being on here and the change of the times. Are they doing it right or anything? That we can all discuss after. And everybody's welcome to their opinions, their thoughts, and everything. Please, just remember. Oh, dear God. Oh,
hey,
God.
Hey,
no.
cover your ears because it is time for
Hit
Super
the
Sticker,
deck.
Super Chat,
Hit
Super
the
Sticker, Super
deck.
Chat, Super Sticker, Super Chat. Thank
She's gonna blow,
you.
folks. She's gonna blow.
Eileen Malou, the fam. Thank
Well,
you so much for
anyways,
that.
that's-
Super Sticker, Super Chat. Thank you so much for being so kind. Thank you.
Is it safe?
It's safe.
Type number 3 if it's safe, folks. I don't trust her. You guys
Oh
let
my,
me know.
3. I pick my butt. Yes, it is headquarters in Toronto. That's very true.
I don't feel so.
This is definitely going to be a Super Sticker, Super Shaft night.
Here we go. Minion Moto says it's safe to come in. Then I'll buy. Thank you guys. Thank you, Diana, as well. Great to see you guys. By the way, Diana, I hope you're doing fantastic. Oh, Diana, bye. Can you define mukbang for me? We sure can. We are gonna do that, my friend. Have no worry. Have no worry.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be talking what is a mukbang and what exactly it's going to affect. It's not going to affect only mukbang channels, mostly, but not only.
Yes.
So definitely going to be talking more into details.
Oh, man.
And before doing all that, Super Sticker, Super Chat, Super Sticker, Super Chat, Super Sticker, Super Chat, Cooking with
my.
Corey. Thank you so
Her head's
much.
gonna pop off.
Thank you
Just gonna
so much. Ha, 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 ha.
Like popping the
Thank
ball
you so
off
much
of
for
the
that.
thing.
Super Sticker, Super Chat.
There you go.
And for the previous Super Chat as well. Thank you so much.
You're
Cooking with
extremely too
Corey. Thank you.
Way too kind, my friend. I just had to. Yeah, I know, Eileen. Everybody has that. They usually follow with, I'm sorry, Andrew. You aren't sorry. You love watching her get all wound up and you like watching me cringe. Let's call it for what it is. It's a 2-for-1 special when it's all said and done. Sky Pilot's in the house. Good morning from down under, my friend. Hope you're doing fantastic. Beautiful Queen, how are you? Great to see you. Super Potato Sack. That's right, Philip. And we still use it from time to time. That's my safety word when I need an adult. When Xenia gets too crazy, my safety word is potato
When
sack.
does that happen?
Oh, I don't know, but every 7.5 minutes on average, yeah.
Oh, wow. You even timed that out. Okay, well, I can't argue with that. That's
They took
exact
a poll.
science.
They took
so.
a poll. Yep.
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 Well, just a reminder for you guys to click that like button and share it out. And of course, please put your
sorry.
selfies. Put your selfies out there. I already see some amazing selfies on
dear
Twitter.
God
So
almighty,
please
they're all
hashtag Blue
over.
Ranch Troop and Super Sticker Super Chat, Super Sticker Super Chat, Super Sticker Super Chat for patches and potholes. Thumbs ups. Thank you so much for that Super Sticker Super Chat. Thank you.
Crazy as a loon,
Thank
folks,
you,
but you gotta love her. You gotta love her. Yeah, let me see now. I lost my train of thought for a second. Let's see here, guys. Don't forget to say again, guys, if you haven't hit the like button, please do. It really, really does help out immensely, folks. You guys are absolutely awesome. Yeah, Philip, it's down to a science. We had a poll. That's what it came out with. That's what Statistics Canada was debating it for about 7 months or so. Merch, super sticker, super chat merch is on its way. I can see it now. Yeah, Rob. Yeah, I'm surprised she hasn't made something already, to be perfectly honest. Major League Hats, how are you? Fantastic to see you. Great to see you. Embrace the outdoors. Safe. Yeah. How do they do the animations in the super chat? You do a super chat, and then over it you can either leave do one with a message, or there's the option then for a sticker. So they pick the sticker option.
Yeah, and not everybody has it. So depending on your browser, you might not have that option, or on if you're on your mobile phone. And West Haven always and forever. Thank you so much for the super chat and saving Andrew's ears. But super sticker super chat, super sticker super chat, super sticker super chat for Patreon Pirate, and thank you so much for that super sticker super chat.
Wow. Crazy, folks, I tell you. Life with ankylosing spondylitis, how you doing? Hope all is well. Arthur Moorhead, it's great to see you. Hope you're having a great one. We're going to get into our conversation, guys, in just a second, folks. Like I say, we just wanted to give a little bit of time at the beginning. We used to go into it, guns a-blazing, and then every 5 minutes somebody come in. What did they say? Can you repeat that? Can you repeat that? So we try to keep it down as minimal for you guys as well. Laura Bruno's in the house as well. Great to see you. If there's anybody else we missed, Sandy A7, how you doing? Fantastic to see you. If you miss anybody, let us know. Cowgirl ASMR, how are you? Welcome. Queen City Picker, hello, on the road picking up kids. Listing while driving. Tom Huck says, oh, that is awesome. And Queen City Picker is fantastic to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. Cozy Perks is in the house. West Haven, Elena has pity on me. Yeah, I see that.
We have lots of amazing people here. Cozy Perks is here, and you guys are so super amazing. Do you think it's time? Let's just remind them about the Blue Range Group selfie first.
All right.
Hashtag Blue Range Group, and take a selfie of yourself, or even better, a selfie of you watching us, and post it on Twitter with the hashtag Blue Range Group. Guess what? You might be on our community post as a selfie of the day. You can check out hashtag Blue Range Group for hundreds of amazing pictures of the creators and viewers that have been following us throughout this time. Thank you so much for those of you that have already done that. Share it out, click that like button, and we're going to dive into the subject in just a moment. Risa's Mukbang, hello, welcome here.
Welcome, great to have you.
Oh my, Tamara Magdalene, oh wow.
Oh my God,
this
wow.
is so...
Oh, you're way too kind.
This is so super generous of you.
Thank
Tamara
you.
Magdalene, thank you so much for the super chat.
You're a sweetheart. Thank you. I don't even know what to say. Well, it's a very extreme.
Thank you so much.
You guys are really generous. Thank you so very much, guys.
So sweet of you.
Wow, thank you so very much.
Thank you. That is very kind of you. Thank you so much.
Candy Shelley's Corner, how are you? Welcome. Great to see you. Well, that was crazy.
I know, right?
You guys are awesome. Guys,
I'm doing a shout out video for everyone that has helped me with my growth on YouTube and wanted to know if I can add you. Yeah, sure. Marlon Music Channel, thank you so much. We're honored, and thank you so much for the super chat.
You didn't have to super chat to ask us to do something. You're already doing something amazing for us. Thank you, though. That was very kind of you.
Yeah, thank you. Of course. And please message us with the video so we can share it out. Otherwise, we oftentimes just miss them. So thank you so much.
Let's talk about it with Jamie's in the house. How are you, Jamie? Hope you're doing fantastic tonight. Always great to see you. Thank you. I was just about to ask about the selfie Blue Range Group. Not a problem. Angela Ortiz, how are you? Watching a commercial. How awesome is that? Thank you so very much. Do appreciate it that we're able to put something together.
And we have super sticker super chat for WTF. Mike, how is it going? How is it going? And thank you so much for that super sticker super chat.
Do appreciate it. JCT Outdoors, how you doing? Hope all is well with you. Alrighty, I think we're about time to get into it. What do you think?
Yes, let's do it. I'm sure our guest has been waiting as well.
Alrighty, guys. So, our topic tonight, as you know, we're talking about food on YouTube, folks. Food on YouTube. A story that touches all of our hearts in some way, shape, or form. Dave, how are you? Great to see you. Brace the doors. Once again, just before I do that, guys, we are limited monetization tonight because YouTube does not want us to talk about them as usual. So if you guys can help tweet it out and tell everybody, that would be absolutely awesome.
And we have super sticker, super chats, a double whammy, super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat. Get her done, Granny. That's right. Hi, hey, thank you so much for the super sticker, super chat. And Maniac Variety.
You guys are great.
Hello, and thank you so much for that super sticker, super chat.
I'm so worn down, I can't even hide anymore. I'm just going with the flow. Thank you so very much, so guys, for all your kindness. We do appreciate it, folks. All the support. We try to do our best on here, and thank you so very much to each and every one of you. Alrighty, guys. I guess it is that time to get into it. So, we're talking about food tonight. We're talking about YouTube. We've been talking about this now over time as it's been introducing new ways it's dealing with what it sees as problem areas on YouTube. And unfortunately, tonight the subject is about food. Yes, we mentioned mukbangs in there, but remember, mukbangs is only one part of this when it's said and done. Thank you so much, Mike. Do appreciate it for the two. All right, give it to him.
Super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat. Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for the super chat from Trapper J Outdoors. Keep up with great live streams. Thank you so much.
And Trish is in the house, and Skills is in the house. Welcome to you all. Hope you're doing fantastic. I secretly hate the word mukbang. Oops, I guess it's not a secret now, Philip says. Arnold Morbid just tweeted and shared on my community post. Cheers. Thank you so very much. Do appreciate it. Really, really do appreciate it a lot. Queen Ellen Casey, Andrew, I feel sorry for you to go through the... Nobody does. They like watching me squirm. I know that already. I'm well aware of it. I'm good. How are you, JC Outdoors? We're doing fantastic. So, Xenia's going to say, stop looking at the chat, Andrew. But I like all you guys. I like keeping connected with all you guys. I never want us to feel left out. But we are going to go to it. So, first and foremost, like I say, it's not just about mukbang. This is going to be about food in general. But because we're getting asked this question a lot, I'm just going to jump over here for a second. In short, here's the definition of mukbang. Mukbang is an internet fad that finds viewers watching mukbangers binge eating copious amounts of food. This strange trend began in Korea in 2011. The term mukbang comes from a mix of two Korean words. Mukja means eating, and bang song meaning broadcasting. The most popular mukbang stars, also called I still can't say that without laughing. Also called BJs for broadcast jockeys. Well, they want to go down that route. Eats messy foods as they loudly slurp, chomp, and display bad table manners. Now that said, I want to say right away, because we does the mukbang channels in here, they all don't do that. I got to say that right off the bat. I still can't get over that abbreviation. I know, Arnold Morbid, I know. Yes. So I had to take it. I thought I could maybe get through it.
Now, that's the definition from Urban Dictionary, so therefore a little bit more loose on the description.
Yes, exactly. So just wanted to get that out of the way. So where this is all starting to tie into, guys, you might remember back when we showed you an update on policies that were going on with YouTube. And we always said there was more to come. YouTube's been very open to say there's more to come, but very elusive about when things are coming up, when they're being introduced. And once again, this one has just kind of slid through the cracks. A big thanks, I would say, to Nick Nimmons.
Yes, thank you so much for tweeting it out and for letting us know as well about the changes. So we could inform you as well. Thank you so much to Nick Nimmons. Thank you.
And D. Nimmons, who was here last night in the chat for a good while and that as well. They've both been very good to us, guys.
Yes.
I got to say, when we found something, they've always credited us, whether in their videos and stuff like that. They're fantastic people. So now we're going into eating disorders. This is the newest one, and this is where it's going to be a ton of gray and then some, but no different from what's happened already. As you can see, we've talked about some of them already as they've been out here, like instructions to kill our heart. I mean, I don't want to even name all these out because you've already seen we're getting limited monetization because of just talking about YouTube tonight. So we're really trying to.
Thank you, Tomat.
Yeah, thank you very much, Muscle Man. Thank you. Do appreciate it. Thank you very much for that. Weight loss. So eating disorders. this is what they've come out with. Content in which people suffering from anorexia or other eating disorders are praised for weight loss, are bragging about it, or are encouraging others to imitate the behavior. Eating disorders are characterized by abnormal or disturbed eating habits which negatively affect a person's health, including eating non-food items. And this is one of these things right off the bat that makes perfect sense for a lot of reasons, for many different facets of YouTube. You've seen what goes on in here. You can't blame them for wanting to do something about it. The biggest issue is going to be the gray area once again, and that's what we're going to be talking a lot about as well into there, about what constitutes as healthy eating. I always said that with these rules that come out. So if you have them that were eating, you know, the pods and stuff like that, I'm even nervous to say the full name, but you know what I'm getting at, and all that bizarre stuff. And if I can ask you two guys to refrain from using any kind of trigger words for this stuff in the chat as well, for the sake of our channel, we'd appreciate it very much, because we'll have to remove it. It's one of those gray areas again where so many channels are going to fall into this without even realizing that they were doing anything wrong. Because it's all in the interpretation of what's considered. Yeah, Sandy, sorry, I got to remove that word because it is on the shadow ban list. I'm sorry, but you're right. You're right. That's exactly what it is. It's a very slippery slope. And we brought up mukbangs as a fantastic example of what's going to be considered probably heavily grayed in here and can really hurt a lot of channels without them promoting the extremes that they're supposed to be stopping. That's the real scary part of all this, is the good intentions behind it, the entertainment factor behind it, the point that it's not done every day in every way in promoting somebody to do this on a daily basis or an hourly basis, but what the algorithm will eventually consider as problem channels, and will a lot of channels fall into it. And it's not just mukbang. Barbecue channels, there's lots of them. There's lots of cooking channels. I mean, that's one of the most enticing channel groups on YouTube next to gaming is food. Basically, you have three main categories: would be gaming, cosmetics, and food. There's a lot of channels. And how many channels do these kind of actions into their videos from time to time? It's a great crossover video. Even if you're a mechanic channel, even if you're a knitting channel, whatever the case, you can jump into them. And that's the danger of it. A couple of times, what does it take for the algorithm to really have a problem with it? Do they limit monetization on one video? Do they demonetize it? Or do they see it as you've done 2 or 3 of them in the last 3 months and you're just another part of the problem and start shadow banning you? And where does that leave your channel when it's all said and done? That's the scary part of all this, is that gray area where you're not sure where to stand. You're not sure what you've done wrong, because there's no community strike comes with it, as with a lot of the other stuff. It just sadly happens, and it just sadly takes over a channel and can destroy it without you ever having any inkling that it was happening. And it's a very soft release, and it's very gray. Great topic on the disappearance of mukbang in the future. It's a good chance for that, Bears and Butters. Exactly. And I know a lot of people say, oh, I don't care about the money. I don't want to be monetized, so I'm fine. You're not. Because what happens, if anybody doesn't understand by this point, because I know some don't always hear this. Hot Sauce Junkie Tim, great to see you. Great to see you. Glad you guys are in here, because we're going to be talking about you guys' channels as well, not you specifically, but there's another another niche that can be really affected by this. What happens with hot sauces when they're considered too risky? What happens when eating the spiced chocolate is considered too risky? Considered as promoting bad behavior or bad habits for eating on here. Does that fall into play? It easily can. Know what we're saying right from the get-go. We don't like the way it's laid out, as most of them are, and we're not siding with YouTube. We're just bringing it to your attention so you can start digging more yourself and seeing how it's reacting, and start checking more with your peers and start getting a feel as this starts to be implemented how this is affecting you and what you do on here. because I was just about to say, a shadow ban is not a community strike. You don't get a notice saying we're not going to be recommending your channel anymore, or we're not going to be recommending it for the next 3 months or the next week, or this video is not, this that you've done is not going to be shown. It just happens. There's no warning. It just becomes what it is. And that's what's so scary about that. That you just wonder one day, why am I not getting as many views? Why am I not getting picked up as much? Why is this not getting out there? And you ask your friends that you do know that watch you all the time, why are you not seeing? Well, I don't know. I'm not getting the notifications. I'm not getting the notifications. And when you used to get 350 views on something, now you're getting, if you're lucky, 50. That's shadow banning. And it goes through, and that can't be reversed whether you're monetized or not. You can't get in touch with a rep and have it all fixed up and good to go. The algorithm has taken an action against you. And that's what happens with these rules. And not just with food, but all the other ones we've talked about in the past as well, and as they're adding them in. And as you can see, there's more to come. They're not done by a long shot. YouTube is making drastic changes, and that's one thing we don't usually forecast on here, but I did get that question at the beginning of this year, around January sometime. What do you think YouTube's going to look like, in the future? And I said, most likely YouTube's going to look a lot different than we knew it going into this year compared to when we go out of it. And it has made a lot of changes, guys. They are clamping down a lot more. As you see tonight, more and more now, just by talking about the platform, we're getting more limited monetization right off the bat. It doesn't even want us talking about the platform in any case it's derogatory towards it. Even though we're just discussing a thing that they should be having up here. They should be talking about. That's the sad part of it all, when it's all said and done. So, food channels are really going to have to watch what they do. And especially more extreme stuff, mukbangs channels, hot sauce channels, eating stuff, having eating in the titles and stuff like that, and pretending even like those, forget even about the extreme stuff, because we all know what the pod stuff and all that, we know why that's in there. We know that had to stop. We knew they have to do something about it. They're well aware. They're already kind of gone on to the next scam. Don't worry, most of those ones that do this craziness, that cause the trouble for the rest of us, they have an exit strategy. By the time this kicks in, their channel's already doing something else completely different that they got to catch up with and make a law 6 months, a year down the road to try and combat when it ends up in front of Forbes again. But it's all of us left behind in this gray area that don't know where we stand, if we're on the right side or not, and not getting any real clear information from YouTube. A lot of channels do get hit with it. And every time there's new rules, you see them in the chat here, you see them other places. If you go hang out on YouTube's Twitter page, you can see tons of them. I don't know what's happening. My channel just seems to have died in its tracks. I don't know what's going on. Because another one of these laws came out, they weren't aware of it, and they just fell by the wayside. That's how quickly it happens. It is sad. It is the honest truth about it. And you definitely want to educate yourself. And you really want to be keeping an eye as this coming up. I'm trying to think of other ones right off the top of my head. Because thank you guys for being here tonight. Once again, I'm not picking on you whatsoever. I'm just bringing up examples right now.
Well, let's think together. Eating disorders is what they really are talking about. But as we all know, when anything falls into the gray area, and YouTube have confirmed it themselves that if something brushes against their guidelines, they are prone to not suggest that content just out of caution. Content which people suffering from anorexia or eating disorders are praised for weight loss, bragging about it, encouraging others to imitate the behavior. Eating disorders are characterized by abnormal or disturbed eating habits which negatively affect person's health. So anything that is could be considered abnormal or disturbed eating habits would fall under this gray area. So let's think what it could affect. Obviously, mukbang channels, as we already talked about, channels that have food competitive eating, as Hot Sauce Junkie Tim was saying as well. If there's anything else that you can think about, let us know in the chat. And thank you so much to Big Flip, Silver and Gold Flipper. Thank you so much for the super chat. We do appreciate it. Big Flip, Silver and Gold Flippers. Thank you so much for the super chat. Do appreciate that. There were lots of questions in the chat about will it affect, doing a food review. No, if it's just a review, it's not gonna affect because it is not promoting anything unhealthy. Well, unless it's something unedible or totally unhealthy that maybe YouTube might consider in a gray area. BNO, hello, how are you?
Chris, how are you? Fantastic to see you, buddy. And Big Flip, you are so kind.
Thank you so much for the double super chat. Thank you, Big Flip Silver and Co. Thank you so much.
And I want to say hi to the B lady. Just wait a second in between. I meant to a while ago. And above beyond drones. It's so great to see you all.
And definitely, you can definitely continue making your dinners and showing them on YouTube as well. Unless you make a huge amount and eat it all at the same time in the front of TV, in front of the live stream or video. Big Flips, thank you so much for the triple super chat.
Thank you so very much. Really, really do appreciate it.
Now the B lady APR says so. Maybe they see mukbangs as an eating disorder. Well, you see, wow.
Oh my God! They're
Big
coming
Flip,
in,
Silver and Gold Flipper, thank you so much for such a kind super chat. Thank you.
You are too kind. Thank you so very much for that. Wow, Dominic Williams, how are you? Great to see you.
Thank you so much. And I will put the YouTube link in the chat and the description afterwards as well. Now, talking about mukbang videos and the disorders, it haven't been really officially detected that mukbang videos are promoting. Wow, Big Flip Silver Gold.
You don't have to do that.
I hope that your finger didn't get stuck on a super chat. We do appreciate that. Thank you so much.
If it did, don't be shy. Take them back. Nobody will say anything. We won't breathe a word.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for such a generosity. Thank you. And my old lady's cooking show is here. Thank you. Hello. We try to find different data on mukbang videos. Now, there are lots of videos separately from different creators that are talking about effects of being a mukbang YouTuber or doing these type of videos for long periods of time. There are no, concrete statistics about what health effects are there really. All across the board, although in South Korea last year in 2018 they actually announced guidelines that regulates mukbang. It's like a national obesity management comprehensive measures were put out in South Korea that actually limits creativity or creation of the videos and content with a mukbang as a theme in it, because it's super even more popular in Asian countries than it is in America, although it is trending here as well. Wow, I thank you so much for the super chat. This is so generous of you. Thank you so much. Big Flip, Silver and Gold Flipper. Thank you.
Oh my God, Duke Family Chronicles. Oh my God, almighty.
Super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat. Duke Family Chronicles. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Question here in the chat, does it have to be rated an adult? Well, no, not really, because what it says is, it doesn't say that it's an adult content. It says that it's a harmful content. So it falls under, it doesn't say mukbang. It says anything that promotes eating disorders or overeating or binging or not eating and so on. It falls under the same guidelines as gun use, as fake medicine use, as drug use. It falls under the same guidelines. So that's how serious they take it. And there talks about mukbangs in general as a bad influence videos have been for years. Now, is it true or not? That's a question to ask, and we're going to ask it later, but that's why they are doing it. There is no particular trigger video that have come out that has triggered this change. They're just adding this into their content guidelines as they have added the previous ones we have talked about before.
These are what happens with most laws. I was thinking of this. Our street that we lived on too, it's always been a quiet street. People drive, there's kids on here, never any trouble. But I'm just taking a round number, but I'd say roughly because of 3 idiots that never knew to slow down, they had to put in speed bumps in 3 different places on a kilometer-long street. And that's kind of symbolic of how all these laws come into. It's such a small, minute population that do so much ridiculousness that everybody has to pay for it in the end. And that's exactly what happens on here as well. That's exactly what it's all about. Is you get just a couple on here that did the dumbest things that could ever be done, and the rest of us are going to pay. We know that, let's talk brass tacks. the hot sauce guys that are in here, they're not every second promoting eat 10 tons of it. We know that every mukbang channel is not using that for 5 meals a day every day. Actually, most people, if you notice that most people that do mukbangs are quite skinny.
Yeah.
It's because it gets caught in this mess of gray because a couple ruined it for everybody. And on YouTube's defense, and please don't throw tomatoes at me for doing this, but I will play devil's advocate for a minute. They're kind of stuck too in one way on all of this. Because if they don't make it, if they can't make it black and white, guys, there's too many channels running with too many angles on everything that's done here. They can't customize. They need to make it pretty gray that they can capture a lot of channels, hopefully, and clean up the mess. And gives them a lot of leeway to go after a channel if they're trying to sidestep the rules as well. And that's why things kind of work out the way they do. It really does suck. It really does suck. But unfortunately, this is the world we live in on YouTube. I'm not going to be playing devil's advocate all night, so like I say, don't throw tomatoes at me once again. But they're kind of stuck in the way they can implement these as well, because there's just too much goes on here. There's too many changes. There's too many fads that take off at a moment's notice. Look at how many people change. You see them in here and that. I've watched them within a week. Their channel become from one thing to another because they've seen somebody came up on here and that was doing half decent with theirs, so the next week they're doing the same thing. So imagine when a fad takes off, how many channels jump on the bandwagon and become that overnight. So they're kind of stuck too with what's going on in here.
And yes, Texas Lottery Fund. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much. Question about what about the eating challenge channels like La Beast? Well, obviously, LA Beast. Obviously, the big channels are not going to be touched as much. Although they still might be, because we all know what happens with other content limitations. But it especially is going to affect us, obviously. It affects more the smaller channels, although the big ones also get hit by it. There was a question about the hot ones, because they're eating super hot wings. That might be... Who knows? But again, it's a bigger channel. It is a gray area. It's not really
the thing is,
the
bigger you get, the more intimate of a connection you get with a rep. And at that point, it's a lot easier to work things out because they have time to look at it and put it in context. It's us that are kind of caught in the mix, even us that are monetized. You know, we didn't even know this, but once we crossed over 10K, we went into the 10% of YouTube. And let me tell you, if we're treated this way, it is no different than we were treated when we had 1,100. It does not get any rosier. And most channels would probably say the same, even at 100,000, like the Traveling Clot and all those guys. They don't have like a really deep, intimate relationship with their rep. It's only at the pinnacles where it really starts to even off. And don't forget too, they crap a lot on their big ones. I've always brought this example. When you would see inside of NBC or CBS, they always had posters up of their best shows that that are going at the time. They have posters up of their best shows. They always celebrated their artists. Even if Cheers was off for 10 years at the time, there was still usually a poster of Cheers with Ted Danson and all those guys. That don't happen on YouTube. That's the sad part of it. You get, like, I always bring up those guys like Linus Tech Tips and all those guys that help build this platform and create all these. They don't really get much perks when it's all said and done for the work they put into it. So they're not really ironclad on here. I don't feel they're celebrated at all. I feel there's way more of a celebration goes on for Jimmy Kimmel or Ellen coming on here than they ever had for the people that helped build this platform. And I think that's what's really sad about it all. So they'll get some more protection this one, and they should be able to scave it okay. But it's not as rosy for them as it should be, honestly. I know a lot of people like to hate on the bigger channels. That's kind of the in thing. But when it's all said and done, they made this what it is. And they get very little credit, if any. At 100,000 and 1 million, and some of them at 10 million, they get a statue. And get put into the rewind, which is probably the worst thing you could ever do to a YouTube creator, is throw them into that. And the rest of the time, they're promoting. Look at the trending section. What are you mostly going to see? The now 5 major networks getting their shows mostly pushed. Their characters that are their features that are on here. So, just a little side note. That's how I feel about that whole thing. So, is Carter Eats Other channel? Oh, Green Pastures. There you go. Did not know that. It's Carter Eats Other channel. So that's what I do believe that, guys. So it's not all rosy for anybody on here. It really isn't. And us especially, we're all just got to be as knowledgeable as possible what's going on so we can cover ourselves. Oh, dear God.
Super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat. Thank you so much, the Cobra Rom. Thank you so much for that super stick, super chat. Thank you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you.
There you go.
American Explorer says you're exactly right. MSM, celebrities, and the big corporate channels are what YouTube is all about now, which is what people came here to escape. Very true. And that's why there are more and more other live streaming options out there. Although YouTube is still the biggest one and it's not going to be as easy. There have been numerous ones beforehand that have flopped because it just doesn't have enough audience to sustain it. So although this is pretty crazy and is not Wild West as it used to be, it's still the biggest audience out there, no matter what we think about it. Marilyn Monroe Packing, hello. I love to eat, but in moderation. That's right. Monica Tiamoni Arts, hello. And GL Designs, hello and welcome here as well. Kawaii Son, welcome here and welcome to all the new people joining us as well. Daily Dose of Davies, hello. How are you? We're talking about the changes on the content policy for YouTube. Just changed over the weekend, and thank you to Nick Niman about informing everybody about that. So we wanted to let you know, especially if you are a mukbang channel, if you are food challenge channel, if you are liking to do anything with food, edible or not edible items on your channel, it definitely can affect you. So definitely it's something to think about, and it's not the end, as Andrew said. They are always adding new content changes to the content policies, and there's always something going on. The biggest one is gonna still to come in January for the kids channels, as we all know. That's also part of it. So who knows what else is there to come. We can only think about what other categories of what kind of content could be possibly more dangerous or more harmful for general population, because that's what they're going for, is somewhere in a gray line of not harming anybody, not offending anybody, not influencing anybody.
There we go. I'm just setting this up, so we'll do this in a minute.
Yeah.
Benjamin Chavez is in the house. How are you? Good to see you. Well, it was good to see your video. It's been a while. Once again, recommendations, but thank God I got to see you. It was great to enjoy. I hope you're doing fantastic, my friend.
And just a reminder too, even if you do put your video just for your personal pleasure, so to say, all these changes can still affect you, and you lose your channel at the end. So it doesn't matter if you're monetized, not monetized, if you're in a YouTube partnership or if you're not, as long as your videos are public or even unlisted, only if it's private, then it doesn't probably count towards anything. But if you have a channel and your videos are public or unlisted, this affects you, no matter what is the reason why you're creating your videos. So just it's a misconception that is very popular that I'm not monetized, this all doesn't affect me. The same as with strikes and all of that. It's just simply not true. So just a reminder for you. So YouTube has stopped us from being able to subscribe to anyone without deleting subscription. The Cobra rule that happens, it actually, you are in the subscription jail, so to say. YouTube loves giving you option of proportionately able to subscribe to people proportionally to how many subscribers you have. Usually it puts you in a jail for a couple hours or maybe a day or two, and then it gives it back to you. So no worries. If you find a channel that you like, just add their videos to watch later list, and you can always go back and check them out. Jane Cavalli, yes, and I wanted to touch while we are getting our guests, I guess. I wanted to touch up on what Aline was saying, as well as Jane. Obviously, eating disorder is not something to joke about. The eating disorders actually are classified by a DSM-I. Number 4, it is a diagnosis that is a mental health issue. You can be diagnosed with different types of eating disorders, and that's what is the main focus of it, is not to promote any of it or encourage anybody to engage in any actions that could possibly result in eating disorder. The problem is here is also from the other side is how much we actually can talk about the experience of having an eating disorder. For example, if somebody on the mental health channel want to talk about their personal eating disorder and how did they got over it, or what did they do, well, that might fall actually under this new content policy as well, which is very unfortunate, because how else are you going to be able to share your story?
The bee lady, I'm so glad you brought that up. Oh no, so not being monetized is no protection from strikes and flags, etc. 100% correct, and I'm glad you said that. Remember, folks, the only thing with being monetized is that it's going to help you to get a share of revenue and access to a rep. They're all great things, but it in no way, shape, or form has anything to do with copyright or community strikes. You get struck, you get struck. Whether you're monetized or not monetized has nothing to do with it. It's no protection. And I know some channels do say, oh, that's why I don't want to be monetized, because I want to play copyright, or I want to do this and that. That is absolutely false. You can get the same reprimand. You can have your channel taken down, multiple strikes on everything, same game. So definitely there's no protection whatsoever. But very good point. I'm glad you brought that up. So, alrighty, want to bring on our guest?
Yes, let's bring on our guest who actually does do her own mukbang ASMR channel, and let's see what she thinks about these new changes and how it might affect her personally and the niche itself. Let's welcome Cowgirl ASMR.
Welcome. How are you doing tonight?
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Can hear
yes,
you fine.
Perfect.
How are you doing?
Perfect.
Hello and welcome here to our channel. Maybe we'll just quickly can ask you to tell everybody about your channel, what exactly it is about.
All right. So first of all, ASMR stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. It's supposed to help with people who have anxiety or have trouble sleeping, people who just are nervous. It has to do with intense, loud sounds. Particularly, my channel has to do with eating sounds. So crunching, sounds of crunching, like if you're crunching on chips. Sometimes people slurp. I don't slurp. I don't particularly do that on my channel. There's chewing sounds and just all sorts of eating sounds that's supposed to help with people sleep or relax or things like that.
It's a very, I'm going to bring this down a little bit in the echo. It's a very interesting field in that I've seen it with Xenia has fibromyalgia. I was a bit of I'm always the disbeliever in the pack. I'm always going to be the one that's, oh, no. But I got to say, I watched her and she started sleeping more and more using ASMR. Mm-hmm. And I found it really helped her get better sleep. I found it put her at peace better, or manage the pain better. I really found a difference with it. I gotta say, I was fooled. I was a naysayer at the beginning, but I did see an improvement.
Ever since we interviewed Minx Laura
Yes.
ASMR, I started watching ASMR videos every night, and it truly helps me fall asleep, sometimes even instantly, and have a much better quality sleep at night. And maybe it is placebo, I don't know, but even if it is, I still love it. I have better sleep. It doesn't matter if it is provable or not. Is it something your viewers are doing when they're watching your content?
Say that again?
Is it something your viewers are doing when they're watching your content? Because your content is a bit different. It is more about eating and food. So I just wonder how that goes together with ASMR. I find it's very unique ASMR part. It's kind of mukbang, kind of ASMR, kind of both worlds in one.
Right. So mukbang is more of people eating, but also like story time and chatting with the audience. Whereas ASMR is just sounds and no talking at all. So they're in a sense the same because it has to do with food, but with ASMR, you don't talk to the audience. Right. The only way you interact with the viewers is through the food. And to me, I feel like, and I say this all the time, food is the universal language. No matter the country, no matter the language that's spoken, food will connect people wherever you're from. So that to me, I think is just, it's unfortunate that they're looking at this, the negative side of it. And I actually know some people who used to be, they had this disorder, they were bulimic, which is people who will purge after eating. But because they became close with ASMR and they found it, they actually, resolved their disorder from it.
Well, that's what I was wondering about that, because I was thinking that a long time ago, watching that some people that are like go through what you're saying, what an outlet it is to be able to at least enjoy and savor that moment of somebody else doing it without the harmful effects that come later on. It must be quite therapeutic for them.
For me, actually, before I even got started with the channel, I stumbled upon it, and I thought it was weird. Honestly, I thought it was weird, but like I couldn't stop watching it. I couldn't stop, and that's how you get hooked in. Right. And then I learned more about it, and I just was like, I could do this, and I found myself watching it every night, and then it became 24/7, and then it became my husband looking at me like, what's wrong with you?
It's addictive, right?
It is, and now I do it, but he's understanding. He's very supportive.
Well, I mean, the benefits he must see it in you as well, since you found it. I'm guessing you found a new outlet, and I mean, we've said this time and time again. We finally get to say it face to face to you. We're a fan of yours because we think you've just got all the right material to go so far in here. You have this charismatic little bit, and please take this the most loving way. I love your quirkiness. It's just enough that it's so appealing to so many people, and you were made to become the ambassador for what you do. I really believe that. You wear it well, it's fun, but you also take it seriously, but you also are very engaging with your audience. You take it seriously, but to let loose and let them enjoy it as well. You have a fantastic gift on you.
Oh, thank you so much. You guys are so sweet.
Oh, it's our pleasure. And we've been saying that for a long time.
Now, I wanted to know a little bit of the backstory. So, how do you prepare for the video? And, what does it take to do a video with
For me
food?
personally, it takes a lot. And I try to be a very organized person. I actually have a monthly planner. And I try to plan out what I'm going to eat and what I'm going to film for the entire month.
Oh.
Yes. So lately I've actually slowed down and I haven't been that organized because I haven't been feeling that well. But things are picking it back up, and I try to, like I said, organize and plan everything. And then the day before I go shopping for the things, if I need to cook something, I try to cook it the night before or the morning of. I used to film 4 videos in a day.
That's crazy.
And that's like 4 separate meals in a day. But I have found a different method. I'm currently trying 2 videos Monday and Tuesday. And I have to make sure my baby's napping when I'm filming, or else, it'll all be in the recording. You just hear our baby screaming. No, my baby's sweet. But I have to time it when my baby is napping. That's very important. So I make sure she's fed. I make sure that she's playing and that she burns a lot of energy so that she's tired and takes a long nap. So whenever I see the first sign of her rubbing her eyes, that's when I have to hustle. So I start getting my things together. I get my camera set up. I get my food set up. And I put it in place. And then I grab her. I'm like, okay, are you ready for bed? Are you ready to nap? You're going to nap for a long time for mommy, right? So I change her diaper, and I make sure she's tucked in real nice, and she sleeps real good and takes that nice long nap that I need her to take. Even though it's only like a 10 to 15 minute video of me filming this session, if she wakes up at any time, it's done. It's ruined. Sometimes if she does wake up, I will end up having to edit. But as a lot of people know, editing takes a lot of time. So if I can try my best to limit the editing, that's the best way to go for me. So I think that is all.
That's a pretty That's a lot to pull off. But
Yeah.
only a mother could do it. Only a mother could pull all that off together and get it to sync. So hats off to you, first of all.
Oh, well, thank you. And she's growing, so she's becoming more active, and she's taking less naps. So I'm going to have to figure it out how to work with it.
It's going to be a test. It's going to be a test.
Oh, yeah.
But if anybody can pull it off, it definitely will be you. That's for sure.
Thank you so much.
FDL Seeker said a comment. I put it aside here. I wanted to catch this. FDLC, we were talking about the benefits. She said, it helps me to watch someone eat because I live alone and I hate eating alone. And I thought that was so interesting. I really, that caught me. I want the grades on that for a second. Do you get messages from people and stuff like that telling you things like this or different things it helps them with?
I am not that big yet to receive messages like that, but I do read comments from the much more popular ASMRists, like Zach Choi and Suel ASMR and all those people. I read the comments, and sometimes they'll put it on their Instagram story, featuring the comment, and they'll say, thank you so much for helping me with my anxiety. I've been having so much trouble sleeping at night, but your videos really help me relax and such things like that. So
good feeling though, and I'm sure people are getting it from you already. Don't worry, and it will come. It will come for sure. I have no worries about that. I've also noticed, like I was saying a while ago with mukbang, I mean, the majority of people that do that part, most of them are like quite well in their weight, like, you know, or even maybe a bit under it. I know people first thoughts when they hear it is they think, oh my God, you know, it's and somebody who does it 10 times a day. But it's the same as people who eat competitively.
Yeah.
Most of them are not big people. Most of them are quite well in their weight, and they seem to get by. I feel bad. I feel like you guys are getting pigeoned into something that you never wanted to promote. It was not the goal of most mukbangers whatsoever. It's supposed to be like a feast in my ideas now and then. Like everybody gets their turn to kind of let loose. And I feel bad that a lot of people are going to be painted with a bad brush because of that. How do you feel about it?
Well, I actually have made a lot of friends in the mukbang community. Not so much in the area of ASMR community, just because there's not a lot of connection you build in the videos, and they don't go live
right
as much as mukbangers do. And so I've made a lot of connections with them. And like you said, all of them don't binge eat. I mean, they just have a small meal, or if they make a video, it's just them reviewing some sort of new item that's come out, like the infamous Popeyes spicy chicken sandwich that everybody is raving about and standing in line for, just things like that. So, like, I don't understand. But I have seen a lot of Asian mukbangers that would sit there and eat like a buffet of food, and I just don't know how they do it. And they're like these tiny women. They're like my size or smaller than me. And I don't know how they do it, and I don't know.
It's almost like physically bizarre. Like when you look at it, like it's like trying to put a basketball into a tin cup. You know, like you see all the food laid out across. And it's like there's no way humanly possible somebody could eat all this. And they're not cutting it. They're letting it run. They're legitimately eating it. And it's mind-boggling, to say the least.
Actually, that's kind of funny, because there are some bigger ASMRs that have been called out by viewers, because they'll watch the video and the viewers would notice some cuts in between chewing. And the viewers would notice that, and they would call out the mukbanger or ASMRist, and they'll say, you're not actually eating the food.
Right.
You're not actually swallowing the food, because we don't actually see you swallow it.
Oh,
and I'm
God.
like, wow. That's crazy to me. Like, viewers will watch you literally everything you do. So you have to be careful what you edit out too.
Right.
I have read that some of the Asian mukbangers oftentimes they eat up to 10,000 calories per one video.
Yes, it's true.
Which is crazy. How much, well, let's just take your channel. I just wanted to put kind of in perspective and connection with what we talked about, the content policy changes today. What amount of food does go into one video? And you said you'd make 4 videos a day. So how much have you thought about how much calories it is, or how much food in weight it is a day when you make your videos?
When I used to do the 4 videos in one day, it was a ridiculous amount. Like I couldn't breathe. That's how much I ate.
Right.
And my husband, he would see it in me too. But that's a part of the reason why I switched it to 2 a day now. But it is a lot of food. And I have noticed weight gain for sure. Mm-hmm. But I have a system where I eat keto, if people are familiar with that, where I fast for 2 to 3 days. Okay. Or I drink bone broth or something like that. So I do have a particular system. These days, I haven't been doing that because I wasn't going to announce this, but I'm pregnant.
Oh my God!
Because I'm pregnant. Congratulations!
So, I was debating if I should bring that up, but I am pregnant.
Oh my God! Is this the first time you say it on YouTube?
It is.
Oh, and such an honor! Oh my gosh!
Yes.
Because my husband didn't want me to share that information. But it's okay.
Celebrate very quietly, guys. Celebrate very quietly.
Very quietly. Let's blow the balloons. Oh my God, that is so cool. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Flood the chat quietly with emojis, guys. I'm going to do ASMR, okay? We want to wish her a very happy and a great pregnancy.
I hope you didn't hear me.
That's right. So let's celebrate really quietly for her.
Oh, that is so amazing. We feel so honored for you to let the audience know that, and us. Thank you so much. Wow,
that is so awesome. Huge
so
congrats
for
to you.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Now we'll need all the updates. You know how crazy I get about the babies here. So
I feel so bad for you right now.
See, now my viewers are gonna try and watch and see if I get chubby.
Oh my God. Wow. Yes, guys, put some balloons in the chat. That is so amazing. Baby mukbang. Yeah.
That is awesome.
My God. I plan on doing like monthly updates, like live updates for my viewers and my fellow YouTubers.
Oh, that is so cool.
That is so cool, guys. Please check out Cowgirl ASMR. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is so amazing. Lots of balloons and congratulations here in the chat for you.
Thank you, everybody.
That was awesome. Thank you. Wow, what a turn of events in the live stream. That is so cool. I don't even know how to get back to the subject though after this. This is wow. I'm so happy for you. That is so cool.
Thank you.
I ever since we got to know you, I'm so excited about what you do on your channel, and when we get to peek into the a little bit behind the curtains and the personal lives of the creators, especially something like this, we're so honored. Thank you so much. Well, we were not going to keep you too long, but I did wanted to ask you, what do you think about the updates? I don't know how much did you hear of what we were talking about the new content policy updates on overeating, binging, eating disorders, and so on. Do you think it's going to affect your channel and the category of food channels in general?
I mean, definitely. I mean, even if I try to lower or limit what I'm eating, like, how am I going to know how much I'm eating is like binge eating to them? Like, how do I know like how much not to eat? Or it's going to be hard to measure that. And just any amount of food or any food that's on screen it's I don't know how. It's discouraging for sure. I had plans to, upgrade equipment. I was, waiting for Black Friday to, get better lighting. And now I'm like, well, do I want to put more money into my channel if this is going to come about?
Yeah. That's you know what? We all want to sit there and say, no, you're going to be fine. But I mean, that's the realistic approach to all things on YouTube. And a lot of people do miss that. So I commend you on looking. Not that I want you to stop. it's just smart that you're looking at it from that point, because a lot of people tend to brush things off, and then then it all falls apart. And we do get messages from people that spend a ton of money on here. It is terrifying to hear the amounts of money. So hats off to you for thinking it through. I hope it's gonna round itself out. It's just that gray area, and you guys fall dab smack in the middle of it, like as the hot sauce guys a while ago.
Yeah.
I feel so bad because it's not promoting something dangerous every second of every day. It's not the pods. It's not gorging till you can't leave your house and all that. It's supposed to be like an event. It's entertainment in that part. But that brush gets so wide when it's swiped across this platform, you never know who's going to fall into it. No.
Right.
No, I did read that one of the suggestions for mukbang channels was, instead of eating the wholesome of whatever is on a plate, is that mukbang in its true meaning actually should be the tasting of food. So there's a whole variety of food, like buffet style food or whatever it would be, and it's more of a tasting of food and less of eating everything that is on the plate. Would you agree with those type of changes? Is that would be something you would be considering?
Sure. I mean, any way that will like keep us from being shunned, or just being demonetized for whoever is already monetized. Whatever will please them, right? I mean, come on. Like, what do we have to do to please them?
Yeah. And it feels like a bar gets higher and higher every day sometimes. It really does. You feel like you just got to the point where they're all happy, and then they raise it again. But in the unfortunate case, that is the part of being on YouTube, where we don't have contracts, we don't have anything to protect us. We can, like I always say, you can get mad and bang the desk, but then it comes after the choice. Am I willing to bend to where they want me to go, or do I leave? There's not really many other options, unfortunately. That's the problem.
And I remember y'all covering the last whole policy about adult content and child content. And I was like, oh, I'm in the clear.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it's like, well, dang.
I think most channels, by the time it's all done, 90% are going to feel it, And that's unfortunately what it is, so.
Let's just get together and create our own platform.
Yeah.
It is. It's, but, in the end, that's what some are starting to do. Some are starting to start their own platforms because of it. It's true. A lot of big YouTubers, even Linus, started his own platform. Some of them are just getting away from it and having a backup plan, but it takes money, and there'll be other platforms that'll get bigger. YouTube is having a bit of trouble now, but it's still the biggest thing in the world to grab onto. That's the hard part. So
Right.
Paul Peck brought up something. He said, "How about doing healthy mukbang?"
There actually is an ASM. There's a couple of them. There's one that eats vegetarian. There's one that eats vegan.
Bears and
but
Butters.
like,
Bears
I'm sorry?
and Butter, Bears and Butters here, two girls. They are doing their healthy version of mukbang as well.
Yeah. So there are channels out there, and I would say more than a handful who do eat healthy. At some point, I was doing keto foods only, but it all goes to like how much is too much, because then they're gonna tie it into binge eating or some sort of disorder. It's ridiculous. Or maybe they think vegan is bad, or maybe they think vegetarian's bad. Like, what do you know is healthy?
Yeah, well, that's the thing, and as I said at the beginning, YouTube likes, and they actually have confirmed that when some content brushes against their guidelines or is in a gray area, that they are less likely to suggest it because they're just not sure. So it's mostly as a cautionary thing, but the content that brushes against their guidelines, although it might be still within them, just is going to be less appearing in suggested videos. So that's the whole problem here, I think, especially with mukbang and challenge videos and things like that, is that because we don't know how much is too much and what exactly we can do, that lots of the channels, lots of content like that is just going to fall into this gray area and not to be suggested, although they might be within the guidelines still.
Yeah, I remember when you guys were mentioning about the child not children content. I put like GIFs at the bottom of my videos every 30 seconds to like bring humor into my videos. And every now and then I would pull up like Disney clips. And ever since, I learned about that policy or whatever the guidelines that you were talking about, I had to stop doing that. And so like with this, how am I I'm gonna stop eating?
Yeah, that's the thing. You have to adjust, and that's a pretty huge overhaul of the content for food channels, definitely. And this is unfortunate in general, that there is a lot of things that come all of a sudden and without the warning. Like this change came just over the weekend, was added very quietly and wasn't announced at all. As always, YouTube doesn't like announcing things that have the huge impact on the content creators. This hasn't been tweeted out. It hasn't been announced anywhere. They just added it, and really thanks to Nick Nimmin for tweeting it out. We got to know as well. It's unfortunate because lots of people are just not gonna know. People who don't keep up on the changes, on the updates, they're just not gonna know, and all of a sudden the views are just gonna go down and so on. So it's quite unfortunate how content has to suffer, and I don't know what at the end is going to be left to watch, really.
Exactly.
YouTube is sneaky. Yes,
it
exactly.
Is.
Yeah,
most definitely.
Yeah.
And it's, YouTube was started to be the the punk rock of TV. We're going to do everything opposite from them. And I'm not at the freedom girl. I know it, as it got bigger, there was going to have to be some rules. There was no way around it. But the way it's getting now, it's almost getting worse than what was on television. Mm-hmm. It really is. And they asked them about that a couple weeks. That was kind of their question. Like, why is it then some of the advertisers that don't want to touch what's on here, but yet they'll go on to shows on NBC, CBS, etc., Netflix, that do have violent content and that. And they say, well, because there they get to read the script, so at least they know what they're in for. Where here, there's no real protection, which is true, but still kind of a cop-out answer, I feel, when it's said and done. But it's the world we live into, and it's just the way it is, And once again, it was a couple of channels, a very small minority, that ruined it for a lot of people. A lot of people. I want to welcome all the channels that are coming in tonight as well. Lots of new ones and lots of people. Great to have you all in here. McClellan, Eaton, good. I hope I'm pronouncing it properly. It's great to have you in here. Each and every one of you guys. Tasty Lacey. There's tons of great channels in here. Thank you so much for dropping by. If you guys can hit the like button and tweet it out, that really does help us out a lot. Guys, we're limited monetization for talking about YouTube again. What else is new? So, and no, it's not to have the 30 cents in advertising. Don't worry.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It was really interesting to see from the other side and talk directly to a creator that is going to be directly affected by these changes. I really hope that, and I think that with the width that you already have, you're going to be managing to turn it around the way it works for YouTube and keep on going the way you were.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me. It was so out of the blue, and it was so shocking. And as soon as my husband came home, I told him about it, and I was practically screaming. So thank you so much. This is a great opportunity.
Well, we absolutely love what you do. We've been cheering you on. You have all the right elements, and no matter what YouTube throws at you, you're going to find a way to get around it and still be amazing on this platform. And more people are definitely going to know the name very, very soon. I'm sure of that. And congratulations on... Oh, yeah. We have to do it ASMR. Congratulations on the baby on the way. But don't tell her husband. Yes, that's right. That's right. baby. I know I'm an ass. I know I tease because I kid. Every time I do ASMR, it's an abomination of tenfold. But we love what you do, and just keep being fantastic.
Thank you so much.
You take care of yourself. It was great talking to you.
Of course. Y'all have a good night.
You too. Take care.
You.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye now. She is so amazing. Oh my God Almighty.
Go check out Cowgirl ASMR. Her link is in the description down below in the video description as well. So go check her out. She truly is amazing. Have been right from the get-go of starting her channel. And thanks so much for jumping on it in the last minute again. Thank you so much.
That was so kind of her. So kind of her. Guys, if you're just joining us, we're talking tonight about the updates to YouTube's policies, the one of 9 trillion to come, it feels like. What about the channels that are eating cricket tacos? Is it a food made in other countries?
Well, it's not unhealthy. The point is of unhealthy and dangerous. So
Yes.
what is unhealthy and dangerous? And YouTube doesn't really like doing it just niched to the countries. Usually it goes all blanketed all across the board. So whatever in general is considered healthy and not dangerous would be okay. So things like that I don't think would fall into that.
See here, like, once again, like the Reese thing, like eating disorders. This is the new update that's come out. Contents in which people suffering from anorexia or other eating disorders are praised for weight loss, are bragging about it, or encouraging others to imitate the behavior. Eating disorders are characterized by abnormal or disturbed eating habits which negatively affect a person's health, including eating non-food items. Where the gray area all starts to come in, like every other one of these is, I sit down and say I have a mukbang channel, and I'm going to sit down and I got a quarter pounder, and I got a Big Mac, and I got fries, and I got nuggets, and I got all this stuff. Now, I might be just eating bits and pieces of it. I might have not eaten in 2 or 3 days. There's all kinds of things going on with it. But how does YouTube perceive all this? Does it perceive that I sat down in front of all this food as promoting unhealthy eating habits? Am I perpetuating a bad run of habits that can be shadow banned, limited monetization, all of the above? Nobody knows. Nobody knows where this line once again is going to begin or end. And that's where everybody has to protect themselves so much, is always to watch out in that gray area, because that's where most people are going to get hurt. The idiots that caused all this, they're already covered. They knew as soon as this hammer dropped, they're definitely on the first and the foremost on the chopping block. They already usually have exit strategies. They already have something they've planned to do different with their channel. They're going on to something else that most likely in 6 or 8 months they're going to have to make a new update to this list to cover what they've come up with. It's always going to be that same thing. So you have to be so careful in the gray area because you don't even see it coming. Same as hot sauces. You know, the competition, eating the chocolate, the hottest chocolate in the world and stuff like that. Who's to say the algorithm doesn't interpret that as dangerous behavior? Because 1 in 100,000 might take a heart attack from doing it. So right away that gets demonetized or shadow banned or anything like that. This is the scary part with all of it all the time, is most channels don't know where to stand, and most of the channels that are going to get hit are the ones that didn't have the bad intentions, that aren't on here to cause problems or to promote unhealthy acts. But that's the easiest one to fall into it because you're not watching for it. You're not planning for it because you're not intentionally doing it. One time I got pulled over by a cop. Well, the cop came up racing behind me. I pulled over to let him go because I hate when people hold up cops, not realizing I was the one who pulled over. And I'm not proud of this one. This is how true I'm going to be. I had passed a school bus downtown, but it was up on a block, and that was hard to see it. Didn't realize that I was on a boulevard. Didn't realize it pertained to me. I did it, and it was still wrong. I got off. Thank God he gave me a chance. But with YouTube, they're not that lucky like that. They're going to be always on the conservative side. Whenever there's a gray area, YouTube will always side on the share on the always be on the side on the conservative side of it. They do not want to end up in Forbes magazine again. They're absolutely terrified of another apocalypse. They don't want it. Everything now that we mostly upload is 1080. A lot of it's 4K, and some's even going to 8K. And they just need to pay for all the spaces there. Plus, they want to make money because they went away over a decade without making a red cent off of this platform. They're not taking chances anymore. So it's really, really up to you to make sure you cross all your T's and dot your I's, because they're not going to do it. They'll be there with the algorithm to hit you, but not to help you. And once again, it's all soft notices. There's no big... I don't know why they can do some of the dorkiest videos. You know, the ones you're always going to find on your homepage in Studio Beta. But most of the stuff they can't find 5 minutes to do a video about. And just be truthful. This is what we're going to do. And then give everybody the right to either say, I don't want no part of it. You're controlling me too much. I feel like my craft is falling to pieces and I want out. I'll go anywhere as long as I can do what I want to do. Or the other side, okay, I accept it. This is what I got to do if I want to be on here, and let's work about it, you know? So then again, that's why some are, some aren't. Everybody has their reasons for being here. There's all kinds of reasons to be here. That's everybody's choice how they want to be.
Definitely, but YouTube is business for YouTube Corporation as such. It is business,
Yep.
obviously, and that's how they run it. It's just they definitely are trying to avoid all the liability. Talking about liability, the first lawsuits already started with regards to the kids' content and kids' channels. Some of the creators, not just YouTube, but YouTube and creators, are actually sued by a parent of a 5-year-old.
Yes.
And that's with regards to kids' content. So that's the first one, actually, creators being sued.
Yep.
And I'm sure it's not the last one. So I think they're trying to avoid the liability and just going overboard with that right now.
And most big companies are going to handle it that way.
Yeah.
That's nothing. You can't fault them onto that one. Mostly every big company is going to go that way. They just don't want to be brought up in the news. They just want to fly under the radar, and that's all they want to do,
Will this affect trying Popeye's new chicken sandwich? Well, if you eat only one, then no. That shouldn't be a problem. And Stephen Vanoy says they did the same thing with the firearms channels. Yes, this policy falls under the same level as firearms channels, as channels about drugs, about health issues, and things like that. So definitely it falls under the same content level.
Yep, exactly. And once again, like a barbecuing channel could have a feast, to celebrate. Got the guys together. We've all tried different things. We're sitting down. We got all these ribs going and all this stuff. And we got the sauces. Got a couple of beer crack. Who's to say that doesn't get hit? As dumb as it is. Or you have your own channel and drone channel. And you get a couple of guys like we did at Rogers. What if we film that? We're all sitting down having a big feast after being out all day and that. That could get hit. What is the line where it's considered unhealthy practices? It doesn't just mean the channels that are doing it day in and day out.
Right.
It's the ones that don't do it. The more sparingly you do it, or the less evasive you do it, stands the most chance of getting hit with their pants down, for lack of pardon the expression. It really does.
That's true.
And that's the channels we get in here is stuff like that. I don't know what happened. I don't know what I did wrong. And it's because they never knew, because they weren't diving enough into this to really even feel like they didn't see themselves as doing anything wrong, so they didn't even educate themselves. And really and truly, they're not. It's just because that brush is so wide from YouTube, so many people get hit for doing very innocent things on here. That's the ones that I feel the most bad for. Some idiot eating the pods and stuff like that. So be it. Get rid of them. I don't even try with me to say, free speech and all this stuff. There is a limit to everything, and idiotic has got to be dealt with. I mean, I that's my opinion, but that I hold it very dearly to me. But that said, unfortunately, for a small percentage, a lot of people pay for it, and that's the sad part.
Yeah, and as Jackie said here, it's always the channels that do anything wrong that get hits the hardest. Unfortunately, that's true, and also we have the less means and abilities to protect ourselves in case of the false, for example, labeling from YouTube, so to say. So that is definitely unfortunate. Although bigger channels are getting hit by the content policy changes as well, like the kids channels, for example. The huge kid channels with 12 million subscribers are getting hit and basically losing all of their revenue, which is quite a substantial revenue when you are a 12 million subscriber channel. These changes doesn't affect just small channels. The difference is that they have usually the team or the representative management company that can help them resolve these things with YouTube and so on, and that we don't have. Beautiful Queen, no problem. So the people that eat 100 chicken nuggets for challenges and stuff, that is what they'll be cracking down on too. Yes, that might be falling into the gray area, as we are saying. It is directly targeting eating disorders and people promoting eating disorders and not eating or eating too much and getting sick afterwards and so on. So that's a direct target, but it explicitly says about harmful and dangerous eating, so overeating or not eating. It doesn't specify mukbangs on challenges, but obviously that is going to fall into the gray area, which YouTube has confirmed before. If the content goes into the gray area, it brushes against the guidelines, it is less suggested and usually gets pushed down for the algorithm, exactly for that purpose of being too cautious of what it might be about. Parents suing creators on YouTube about kids' content is an example of many blaming others for their actions. My parents didn't let me watch things on YouTube, on TV. They didn't want me to see. Yes, I agree. I agree totally that parents should be taking responsibility in their own hands and not blaming creators. That is ridiculous.
There is too much of the snowflake thing going on onto that kind of stuff, and it's really getting bad on here. It really is. Don't think we're all gung-ho about what's going on by any shape of the word. Not happy about it whatsoever. I whisper into Cookie Monster.
Steph Apple, yeah. How about fasting diets? Well, you see, these questions we don't know answers to, and YouTube hasn't specified anything exactly for it. But we're gonna have to see how it's gonna affect the channels that are directly doing it, and go from there.
And that's the issue with it is right there. What you're saying, when everybody sits down to create something. Is this going to get me in trouble? Is that going to get me in trouble? What should I do it? Is this going too far? Is it? Do I have more wiggle room? Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? That's the exact same thing. That's the exact problem it's going to cause because you're in that gray area. It's always going to be a tug of war if you're putting yourself at risk or not by doing something, and that's the sad part of it.
Well, overeating usually goes against the standards of American food guide or Canadian food guide and so on. So usually it's compared to some kind of food guide where it is stated how much is a daily dose, so to say. What about doing a warning before videos start?
My cry for help. Let's just stare at each other. That was
What about doing adding a warning before video start? And I wanted to say again, adding warnings to the videos, no matter if you're using copyright music and saying, well, I'm just using it for entertainment purposes, or doing something dangerous and saying, well, don't do it at home, it doesn't protect you from anything unless there's only one instance that YouTube actually says you can put and should be putting warning if you as adult are doing some kind of scientific project in a video and it needs to be under adult supervision or a professional supervision, that you should be putting that in the video description that this experiment blah 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 has to be done in adult supervision or professional supervision. That's the only reason and only place where you can put the warning. Any other warnings, they don't count for YouTube. It's such a mess, that I'm gonna put the label in, I'm just using it for this and this reason. It doesn't matter. It doesn't take you away from the responsibility. So no, you can put it, but it's not gonna free you from responsibility of it.
And as a side note for that, for anybody doing copyright, taking other people's stuff and quoting article whatever it is, 176 or whatever, or I don't own the rights to it and that, YouTube cares less. The copyright holder cares less. Unless you have explicit written permission to do so, you might as well not even put it. If you decide to jump down that rabbit hole, you might as well go all the way because it's not going to protect you at all. That's what I mean. So, it's not worth it. Not worth it.
Yeah, so there you go. This is just another update on YouTube content policy changes. I'm going to put the link in the description as well afterwards, so you can come back and grab it and check it out. Although other content policies and changes, maybe you fall into something you didn't even know, because as we said, this was very silently added. There are no other announcements about it on Twitter or anywhere else as for now. They probably are going to be talking about it later, but once again, it is in effect already, and nobody knows about it.
My wife is so good at talking. I said we got disconnected from OBS. Honestly, folks, you couldn't hear it. She never missed a beat.
Well, you never know when it comes back, right?
No, you definitely...
Just keep talking. Isn't that what they said on TV? You have to keep talking.
I've seen mukbangers say things like warning, lots of smacking, LOL. I don't know. Yeah, you see, I respect what people do. I can't do when people are smacking their food and that. I'm just that because I in real life I can't take that. So but I mean, there's a market for everybody. And just because I don't like something doesn't mean there's tons of people that don't absolutely enjoy it. Some of them, that's what makes it worthwhile sitting through, to each their own. That's the nice thing about YouTube. If you don't like what somebody's doing, there's multi-millions of options just down the line.
And the amazing drop, as we were mentioned before, it doesn't matter if you're monetized or not monetized. You can still get a copyright strike, and after 3 you will lose your channel even if you're not monetized. Just FYI.
Yep, there's no protection, guys, in not being monetized in that part. None whatsoever, whether it's copyright or community strike.
Such a huge misconception, unfortunately.
And I feel bad because I go into live streams. That's something I hear people saying, oh, don't monetize, then you're going to be safe. wrong.
Yeah. Now there are some songs that you can use in your videos, and if you're not monetized, but you have to really know what you're using. Strikes can still be issued against you, even if you're not monetized.
Oh my God, Trish! Or eating with your mouth wide open and talking at the same time. I know that is so awful. It just drives me crazy. You know what? Let's help him out. Let's help out Tony.
Help, Tony Patriot.
Yes, Tony's been so good to us. You know what? Let's do it, guys. I just had to rejoin Tony Patriot. We've only known each other for a year now, maybe. That's why I always say, guys, make sure to check out the channels you follow. YouTube is doing that at an alarming rate. Remy Moore, how are you? Great to see you. Let's get it set up, guys. We're going to help out Tony Patriot here. Let's do this. Let me just get you set up here quickly. I do apologize. There we go.
As you know, we like pushing people into the motivation and inspiration for continuing your YouTube journey, especially when it comes to be so frustrating after these news like this. Dark Angel Mom, hello and welcome here. Hello, everybody just joining us. Good to see you all. Crafting on a budget. Hello.
Welcome. You're just in time, guys. We're going to help out a channel here. We're just taking a break for a second. Any channel that's rounded off to that's 20 or less away from rounding off, like 1K, 2K, 3K, stuff like that. We're definitely going to help them out. And right now we've got Tony Patriot, guys. Let's help them out, folks. Let's do this, guys. Let's give them some support. There you go, guys. There you go, folks. There's Tony Patriot. He's only 16 away from hitting 2K, guys. So let's help him out, guys. Let's have some fun for a minute. Let's celebrate with him, guys. Grab up Tony Patriot. Only 16 away from 2K, guys. Remember, once you're over in the 4 digits, it only updates every 10. So he does have less than 20 to go. And once he hits the 1990, then it will update and so on and so forth. So help him out, guys. Help out Tony Patriot, folks. Only 16 to go. Everybody in here doesn't have Tony. Make sure to check him out. Grab him up. Add one of these videos, guys, to your watch later folder. Honor your subscriptions. You don't have to like everybody and what they do in here, but everybody deserves a chance to be seen. Hey, happy Canada Day. You're a little early, Ian. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing fantastic. I know, Tony, you have been, and you've always been so respectful in here, my friend. And I know it's been hard, and you're doing fantastic, and it's our honor and pleasure to see you hit 2K. So come on, guys, grab up Tony Patriot. Less than 10 away, folks, to hit 2K before your very eyes. Let's help them out. Let's celebrate with them, guys. We like helping out channels when they're 20 or less away from their next rounded 1,000. And Tony Patriot is about to be there. Thanks to all you good folks. Link in the chat, guys. Grab them up, help them out. 1990, let's turn that into a 2K, folks. Let's do it, guys. Keep it rolling, keep it going. Twisted Roots, it's great that you can make it in tonight, by the way. Hope you're doing fantastic. It's been a while. Hope all is well. I got to get over to that cannabis show soon. One of my favorite streams. I haven't seen those guys in forever. Got to meet some of you great people from there as well. 1990, come on, guys. Let's grab them up. Everybody doesn't have to. 2,000! There we go. We're going to throw some fireworks around for Tony Patriot. Let's update that page. Let's get a look at it. You don't have them, grab them up, guys. If you have them, flood the chat with emojis, guys. Celebration time, guys. Celebration time for Tony Patriot. There you go, 2K. Tony, it's your victory, your win. It is our pleasure. This is all on you, my friend. Thank you for letting us celebrate with you. It's our pleasure. It's our honor.
Thank you so much.
Definitely. Great job, guys. And if you don't have them, grab them up, guys. Every little bit counts. There we go. Tony Patriot, folks, just hit 2K before your very eyes. Thanks to all you great folks. Remember to check them out after the live stream's over, guys. Make sure to check them out. You guys are absolutely awesome, folks. If you haven't hit the like button yet, please do. It really helps immensely. If you haven't subscribed yet, that would be awesome. Love to show you more of what we do. You guys are fantastic, and it's been great. So far, a great talk tonight, and I hope you guys are enjoying yourself. Let's see. Congratulations, Tony. Very well done, my friend. That's always been our goal, guys, since we started here, is a mix of everything, the goal with YouTube. We don't want to be just a networking channel. We don't want to be just the same old run-of-the-mill blah. We work really hard to also bring lots of information in. We even do that on the nights of our wheel and stuff, as well as the interviews, everything that's going on. And I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. You know, I get an argument a lot of times that, channels are just into the network and stuff, but I don't believe that. And I believe there's a lot in that really want to learn better, not only just how to do things better on YouTube, but to understand YouTube better. I've always compared it to a model train layout. The guys that do that don't do it just to watch a train go around the tracks. They enjoy all the processes of it that goes into it. And I think it's safe to say, Xenia and I look at it like cracking a code, the algorithm. And this is just another part of working on that code. And if we're going to stay on YouTube and we're doing something that's within those rules, how do we work around them? How do we make it work in our favor is what you always have to ask. How can I take what's happened here and make it work for me? That's always what you're looking for. How can I make it, turn it around, which became an anchor, let it be an anchor for a minute, get mad, kick the chair, whatever you have to do to get out of your system, because you have a right to be mad. Because you've been building up to something and now they've kind of thrown a stone wall at you. But walls can only go so high, and there's always a way to scale a wall. That's when you stand back and look at it and say, now, am I going to stay on YouTube? Because they're not going to change it if I don't like it. You have every right to get fed up with it too and say, enough is enough. I've been through too many of these and I'm done. That's an understandable statement. Nobody can fault you for it. But if you're going to choose to be on, say, how can I work this now to work for me? How can I play around in this that I can make myself stand out more from the group? In business, economic crashes is really cruel, and there's stores that go down that were really good people, but they just couldn't make it through it. The business sense was lacking, a lack of built up funds to get through it. But remember, a lot of companies grow during those times. During economic crisis is a godsend to them, and they take advantage of it and run with it. It's like forest fires. I don't know if you all know this, especially out west. It's awful. It's a travesty when they go into housing areas and that. But I'm just talking like in the mountains themselves and that where nobody gets hurt. It's sad to see, but it's part of nature's way of spreading. That's their way of promoting new growth. It's a way of cleaning up the undergrowth that's choking off all the trees. It's some trees like the Douglas fir that are even heavily dependent on that. Spreading their seeds for new growth is based on the cycle of forest fires. And you have to take advantage of these situations to make them work in your favor. And that's exactly what you have to do here on YouTube. Look at everything that's thrown at you and find out, how can I spin this around to give me a projection? Because some people will give up onto it. They'll say, enough. Literally, I tap out. I can't take this anymore. I'm tired of this. It just happens and happens and happens, and I've had enough. And they have every right to do that. And like I say, I would never hold it against anybody for doing it. I get exactly where they're coming from. But there's also going to be channels that are going to say, now that we got rid of some, how can I propel through this? How can I make myself stand out more now? Because this has opened up new opportunity. This has cleared out some of the competition. This is a window for me to finally start doing something different and drawing in all kinds of new attention. And you have to do that. You can't be scared of it. You got to believe in yourself into it. You got to put your best foot forward. All the same practices go no matter what. And this is where we've been telling channels, you don't have a great looking channel, have great looking banner, great looking marketing, great branding, great thumbnails, great all that stuff. This is where it pays off, because then you have that all taken care of, and now you can run with getting it to as many people as possible that are looking for something to fill the void that's just been left behind. Think out of the box. Think how you can do a new spin onto it. What is going to make me now so unique within these parameters that people are just going to be drawn into it? Because you already have a backing into it. You're not having to change. It's not like you're going from, well, I was a channel about figure skating, now I'm going to be a logger. It's just a different way of doing what you do. And you got this. It's not as scary as it sounds. Look at it as an opportunity, a true opportunity in one of the most cluttered areas in the world. It's very few places as cluttered as YouTube. This is like the mall in India where there's like 10,000 stores on 18 different floors where everyone has like a 10 by 10 block. That's what it's like on here. So anytime spaces open up, try and grab those other spaces, combine them together, make your store bigger. Take advantage of it and run with it, and don't look back. You can do it. The opportunity is there for everybody. And that doesn't mean you're going to become, guys, the chances of becoming gigantic on here and all that stuff is the same as being a rock star or a pop star. It's almost not nil, but one step away from it. But it doesn't mean you still can't be a success on here. There is all kinds of opportunities. There's all kinds of ways to do quite well on here. You just got to believe in yourself and make it work the best you can. And you'll always be a success if you're doing all those things. That's the nice thing about it. When you feel rewarded from your fruits of your labor on here, and you feel like you're in a good place from what you've done on here, you're a success already. And nobody can take that away. Nobody, no matter how much they try or what they throw at you, you're still a success. And when you feel like a success inside, that transfers to the people that watch you. And that only good things can come out of that. So don't let it limit yourself. Don't start doing tons of videos where you're cursing out YouTube and screaming at them because of what happened and making your viewers pay for it. Instead, throw something at them that they just can't turn their eyes away from. Sit back and take a moment and look at how you can not only find a new way in this niche, but you can bulldoze your way right through it. And that's how success starts. And like I say once again, guys, don't set it at something that's near unobtainable. Set it, success is where you're doing the best you can. You got people that are interested in what you do, people that tune in. Imagine if you're 200 subscribers right now and you have 7 people that turn into a live stream you do right now, you're a success. You have 7 people that pretty much every time you go on is biting at the bit for you to be back on because they want to see it. I mean, how amazing is that? That's a success. That's a success, and that gets lost a lot in here. And a lot of people we talk to, I'm notoriously hating 1K, 4K for a very simple reason. Because it's become the new pinnacle, and once they do that, Shangri-La. Why? Enjoy where you are now. Be proud that you have 200 when you only had 25 a couple weeks ago, or even a couple of months ago. You're already a success. You managed to attract 175 new people to check out what you do. And don't listen to anybody else. They're not all going to watch you. Some are going to come and they're going to leave, and there's going to be all kinds of reasons why they do or they never come back. But if you get 20 out of all of them, you're a success, because you found 20 people that really want to stay and enjoy what you do. That's a success. Be proud of yourself on that. Don't beat yourself up. Look at it as the power to go now. If I made it to 200, guess what? 300, I'm coming after you next. And I won't have all that 100 stay and watch, but I'm going to have 15 or 5. Who the hell cares? If 5 out of that 100 stay and watch what you do all the time, you're a success. You're building an audience. They actually really want to see you. And that's a gratifying feeling. Or if you put up a video and you get 20 views and they comment, that's 20 people who absolutely can't wait to see you put up something else. They think you're good at what you do. And that's a great thing. And feed off that energy and feel good about it and feel proud about it. Don't wait for all. It's normal to want to go ahead. I'm not saying don't look ahead. It's very important to look ahead. You should always have a 3-6 month plan here. You really should. But take the moments to enjoy where you are at and pat yourself on the back. I remember the first time we had 40 hours watch time on a live stream. We were terrified to end it because we never thought that would ever come again. That was lightning strikes once. I always joke we looked like Thelma and Louise about to go over the cliff, almost holding our hands, didn't want to hit the button.
What do we do? But we had to end it eventually, right?
Exactly. We had to. And you know what? That's something we've always done, is we've realized that. We don't milk it till it's dead. Leave people wanting more. That's okay. That's a good thing. Some people are like, oh my God, I don't know what to do, and it's been crazy. Leave them come back tomorrow night. Leave them come and check you out. Leave them see what you do. Leave them wanting more. Any good TV show. I've never seen a TV show yet that runs out when everybody's found. They leave you on a cliffhanger, and you just cannot wait to see what's coming around the next time it's on. I just wanted to say that because I feel like it's lost a lot in here. And times like tonight, I feel this is part of our channel, what we've done since we began. And I think Xenia and I safely, that's one thing we've done. We've built up enough of a reputation here that people will not only trust for the most part what we say, but actually consider coming here as a place to find this kind of information sometimes. We're one of the options there. We're not the be-all, end-all of YouTube. But we're very proud of that. We're very proud of that. And it's something that we hold quite dearly, but I also don't want to end it, I try my best, and Xenia too, to never end it off on some hard note where you're screwed. There's always a ton of opportunities there. Just take a moment to reflect on what the new guidelines are and how can I stand out from it? What can I do to be amazing from this and come out not only the same, but a way better, a way more successful. Funk and Mess Collections, thank you for being amazing. I'm having a blast on YouTube and I want it to continue. Love the community. That is awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And you know what? Cheers to you for feeling that way. And I love when you did that there. Thank you so much for the super chat, but even when you let everybody know in comments or just tell your friends stuff, I believe those things are infectious. They really are. And you'll be surprised how many people are having such a crappy day here. They're ready to pack it all in. And messages like you just wrote there sometimes is what saves people from walking away. And once again, I don't knock anybody for walking away. I understand it completely. I just feel bad sometimes when people feel like there's no way out on here. There always is. No matter what's thrown at you, there's always something you can do to make it better, to make a good thing out of a bad thing. And just believe in yourself, take advantage of those situations, and if you fall into those categories, if you're right dead in the middle of them, square at them, like, eating the pods and stuff, well, God help you. You pretty much have done it to yourself and you know why, and most likely, like I say, you got another scam along the way. But this mostly is people who have no ill intentions on here, and that's where I always feel so bad about it, because I know they're going to have channels come in that have messes going on and they have no idea why, and I feel bad. I really do. But you know what? You can get through it. Try to stay out of the gray area as much as possible. That's one piece of advice I have always said since we started here. That's including copyright stuff and everything like that. Don't dive into what can eventually become trouble for you. Stay away from it. You're more than creative enough to work around all these guidelines and still do a lot of great stuff. I don't like it as much as you do. On the first one, we're not celebrating it, but it is what it is. And we can cry and yell and say YouTube's not fair, but in the end, YouTube's not going to listen. So, Top Swirl, thank you for what you guys do. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. And remember, guys, you're the ones who make us look good. So, thank you very much for the kind words. Really do appreciate it. You always make us feel good too, guys. Remember, it's a two-way street. It's always a two-way street with you guys. It really is. The Art of Handmade Dolls and stuff, thank you so much. You guys are really awesome folks, you know that? And we really do appreciate you. And never forget how much you bring to us. And the stuff that I've been spewing out the last 10 minutes is only because I know you guys have given it to us in the past. You really do. There's nights you don't even realize how much you make it worthwhile. Because sometimes when we come up here and get started, it's like, what's going to happen now? What are they going to do? What's somebody going to say? What's going to be, all the issues. We deal with them just like you guys and some more. But you guys always seem to make it better. And we do appreciate that. Gemini Beauty, how are you? Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Do you want me to bring it back up tomorrow?
Tomorrow is going to be Tech Talk Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
There's some questions already coming in.
Cool.
Keep them, save them somewhere on the notepad. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, our favorite night of the week is Tuesday Tech Talk, where you get to ask all the questions about YouTube, social media, anything and everything you have, and we all together are going to try to find the answers to those questions so we can learn how to be better here on YouTube.
Thames World, you're awesome, my friend. You are awesome. You're a ton of love to you, buddy. And Wilder Scotland, it's our pleasure. Thank you so much for all you do for us. And Tony Patriot, your money's not good here tonight. You know that already. It's your night, my friend. You don't have to give anything, but you're very, very welcome. We always appreciate, once again, Two-Way Street, you've been more than good to us, Tony. The Stillwater Nation, Ian, here's my daily life and tweet for the suite. Pusa Studios.
Thank you.
I love it. You guys are absolutely awesome. Divination, have a great night, everyone. You be well. Paul Peck as well, another fantastic channel, does so much for so many people. You guys are absolutely awesome. With that said, folks, I think it's our time to pull the pin, but it's been great hanging out with you. Thank you, folks, so much. A ton of love to you. And have a fantastic one. And don't be scared of it, guys. You got this and much more. See you tomorrow night, guys. Tuesday Tech Talk. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Hope you're there. Cheers and be well. Much love. And hit the like button if you haven't already, guys. Please. It helps so much. Be well, guys. Take care. Bye now.